Yo, guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your boy Leroy here today. And guys, listen, Bona, listen. We have a very special guest here today. Good morning, Londega. Good morning, Kilabuhile. So, guys, Bona, today's show, it's again, like, this is going to be very special, guys, because the one and the only KG is back, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. Hmm? Come on, KG. KG, come on, man. Guys, look who's back in the building.
Good
Look
morning, good
who's
morning, good
fucking
morning, good
back.
morning.
Oh yes, what's up, man?
Easy, Abutuena.
What happened, Brad? Brag.
Shafere.
Brag, we've missed you, man. Shit.
Gezagets. Pupu
Oh,
kai.
oh, oh, oh,
Kai.
Isa. Have you my pelusi again? There's like, let me look for a quick Brag. Look at you glowing up
Yeah,
and
no,
shit
it's been a
going on,
while.
man.
It's been a while.
You know,
Otherwise, we're great, boss.
Brag, it's again, it's again, like, just holding about Chelo, Brag, bona
Go
farajai
top.
mmele bona letsatsi la bophelo
Why?
le sentle.
No, okay, Tumela. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Calabona. Morning, Lundaka. Morning, Sinotando. Kilabuchila, good morning. Good morning, Candace. Bongi. Hello, memes. It's been a great.
Anonymous is on the line. It's
Hello. Let's bet.
Getting comfortable, some easy headphones on. We are ready to go.
All right. Can you guys hear? Let me know if you can hear properly.
Content that is of adult nature. The views and opinions.
Thank you so much, Tycho. Thank you so much, everyone, for the welcome. Those who are seeing me for the first time, my name is KG. And
Good morning, Anonymous. How are you?
Let's hear.
How are you?
We're okay, thank you.
Is it good now?
I hope you're ready to get into exactly what you're going through. Of course, the gentlemen are on studio, but here are your house rules. Respect is the foundation of our conversation. Maintain respectful language. Refrain from any swearing or use of profanities. Our responsibility is to protect your identity, and your responsibility, Anonymous, is to extend the same courtesy to protect the identity of the people or the person you'll be speaking about. Anonymous, if you're in agreement with these terms, please confirm by stating I agree. However, if you do not agree, we kindly request that you do let us know so that we can proceed to the next anonymous caller. Are you in agreement with these terms?
Yes, I agree.
All right, we are listening.
Okay. I've been dating this guy from my teenage ages. So I think after 4 years, actually, we had a child together. Then after having a child, like things got complicated. Like he was cheating. I would find like texts. I would find him with other women, and stuff. So it became so toxic that we ended up like opening cases for one another, protection orders and stuff. Then after some time, I decided, no man, let me like just end this because maybe I'm depriving him his happiness. Maybe he's like that. Then we ended up things. Then I moved on with other guys. Yeah, it was cool. It's like it went on. Then he after we broke up, he decided to cut ties with me and his son. He stopped maintaining or coming to see or like be part of the child's life. So it was good. I think that happened for 3 years. Let me say, yeah. Then after then, he came back. Like he still did not maintain like as he should, but then he was trying. He was send like those few rands, like ever. Then we would talk, but not for our relationship, but like we talk like if we were even. I would say that. But the thing is now, I'm always having this desire to have another child with him. Like throughout all the relationships that I had, like I didn't see myself having a child with those people or like getting married with them. No, I didn't. But with him, I always have that desire to like have another child with him. So I wanted your advice on that, please.
Wow, interesting. Very, very interesting. don't be nervous. Don't be scared.
I'm scared you'll make that box film.
Today he's wearing black. It means he's in a good mood. He's wearing black. Don't worry. You are safe. But kudos to you. I don't know. Something just warmed up in my heart when she said she has a desire to have a child with him. I think her reasons for me were like, oh, no, you know, but it depends with how psycho he is.
Yeah. Okay, so Anonymous, do you want a direct deposit or IVF?
It's just a direct, just
Okay, now.
No, we must ask these things.
Yeah, you saw it too. You saw, I don't know,
I do like really.
you are missing the headache.
Wow, so easy.
Oh wow, so amazing.
Ninjalo, those are my excuses. If if she wanted a child with him, genuinely,
Yeah.
she would opt for other options. Like you asking Gucci, is it or is it?
Yeah.
But
Why?
No, I'm not lying. So this guy, he was asking me out lately.
Yeah.
But I would refuse. But if I wanted his dick, sorry. If I wanted him, I would go. But
Yeah.
I said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, Anonymous, I feel you, right? I have an 18-year-old son, no?
Yes.
Now, if I think his mom has also never remarried or had other children. Now, if at any point she had come to me and said, Quentin, because I know you, I'd like us to just have another child. Now you don't have another child. What would I do? Now, let me tell you from the guy's perspective, right?
Okay.
I would obviously be scared to I'm dating at that particular moment. So if now I'm talking from your ex's perspective, okay? Because he could be in a relationship, you don't know how serious the relationship is, etc. And now now I have to say to my partner or convince my partner, no, she just wants a child. But financially, I don't have to take care of this child. And when I see these children, I'll see them at the same time that I normally see the one that I've got with her, right?
Yes.
And then it comes to the question that I did ask you, whether by direct deposit or IVF, it's straightforward. Do you want to sleep with him in order to get this child, or you just want his sperm? Now, also, let's say if I had to go to my woman right now and say, hey, the mother of my kid wants my sperm, what do you think that woman is going to say? And what pressure is it going to put on my relationship? So those are the kind of things that we need to think about. It might not be that easy. So ubatla in.
Does she know if the guy is in a relationship or not? Do you know, Anan?
Apparently he's not now. But with him, I don't know if he's a liar.
Okay. So I think that's a valid question that Kate is asking. You need to find out first what his relationship status is, and then also if he's willing to do that. Again, me from scale of 1 to 10, we have to
So easy.
Yeah,
That's got nothing to do with
it has everything. It has everything. I would want to have babies with you all the time.
with me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you ovulating?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, no, you see that?
She's here.
No, from a scale of 1 to 10.
Sorry, I'm here. My phone was ringing.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. No, where the air.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No.
No, from a scale of 1 to 10. Pragmatically, how is he? How do you rate him?
You. 9.
Yeah. Yes. So honestly speaking, Anonymous, tell the truth. You have nothing to lose. Is him being so good at it a part of the reason why you'd want to do it directly? Not just because you want to do it. You want to have the child physically with him.
No, okay, so it's like after our breakup, we'll meet maybe sometimes, go to the room, and then we'll go and snack. If like I really want I will get it. Like that's not a difficult thing to do, but now like it's that desire of a child.
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. No, I believe your answer.
Yes,
because,
and more.
I can tell that you are being sincere and
Thank
and
you,
honest.
Silolo.
And how old is your first child?
He's turning 5.
He's 25. Oh, okay,
Hey,
nice.
Zigo.
Yeah. So I think also think about these questions. We're gonna ask: do you really think you want to have another child? Are you really happy? What happens if this pregnancy is more complicated and you might need him as a father to be there all the time for you? And how will that affect his current relationship? Because there's a lot more bigger risks here. It's not just
Yeah.
I want another child with him, so he has to do it. You get what I mean? So
Yes,
think
I
about
do.
everything else, especially that will affect his life. And then we'll ask you that. Do you really care about how it'll affect his life or no?
Great question. Anonymous, stand by for me. I'm going to the news headlines. We'll be back. Albany DeLongre, 10:30. Here she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, na I get a lot about halbora mreki, na ki mute the comments. I get let's tap, guys. Let's tap. Let's get it there. Good morning. To those who are new or those who just subscribed, thank you so much. My name is KG. For those who don't know me, I'm a regular, back like Nkokot. Oh, Dumelang. I've missed you guys. It's been, hey, but we are here, we are back. And yeah, hurrah for guys. So please, let's make sure, we're all going to 100k, so we can't be playing games ka 17k of it. So let's take it up. Otherwise, can mute the comments, but otherwise, lay amar.
Got Anonymous on the line.
I will get the recap, right?
An update before we continue with the Naked DJ and Somizi giving her advice. And you, South Africa, also coming together just to help us out here. Anonymous has a child with her high school sweetheart, and they ended their relationship a few years ago after their relationship got toxic, more than toxic. Anonymous also said that her ex became distant after they break up and didn't even support their child. Anonymous says that he is now back in their lives and doesn't support their child, but not enough is what she's emphasizing on in terms of the support. Anonymous says she's thinking of having another baby with him, and she knows about, the fact that she is okay and content with him being the only father consistently. Anonymous says she's single, but she's not sure if he is single. Anonymous, we are back. I hope you're on the same page. And a quick one before the gents continue. What happened for the both of you guys to actually lay charges or protection order? Why open the case?
Because we ended up fighting. Then we broke some few things. He broke my car screen, my window. Then I went to open a case for him.
And why did he open a case on you?
No, he did not. He made a protection order. Then he went to cancel it. Yeah.
Okay, Naked, what did you ask early on?
Anonymous, do you care how you wanting a child might affect his life? Have you thought about the situation from his side?
Honestly, I did not think about the situation on his side. I did not.
Okay.
Because as we are communicating now, he stated that he is single, he's not seeing anyone, because he will tell me how his relationship ended and stuff. But knowing him, I know he might be lying, he might not be honest with me about him being single.
Okay. Anonymous, I also think we've got two people in studio that are robbing us of juice, yes?
Why?
So means you've also got one child. If your baby mama had to come back and say, look, just think about it, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, if she came back and said, look, I don't want a bag of mixed potatoes, or my choice assorted, or those weird names that people say. So maybe we've got one child, let's have another, and all I just need is you to give me this child. What would you have done?
Never, 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 Balega.
Why?
Balega.
Okay, what kind of things then should Anonymous be aware of?
I think the person that you want to have a child with must also be willing to do it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
and then 2, they must be in a healthy psychological place
Okay.
for them, and for you to trust, which they're not going to turn back on you, because when all you want is 2 kids from the same dad and without the dad being involved, you don't care about that. But one day he wakes up, he must be in a good space mentally where you are comfortable that he's not going to turn on you and start to fight for custody and make life difficult for you, or maintenance, or people change and people do funny things.
Should they draw up an agreement then?
If that's what Anonymous wants, which she just wants to have children with the same father, then it must be a contractual agreement on paper. It mustn't be a verbal agreement, because you never know. You never know what people can do later stage. You might be the next billionaire in the next 5 years, and people's perceptions and promises change according to where you are financially as well. So don't take that for granted, and don't underestimate the power of the universe in terms of changing your life. You don't know where you're going to be in the next 5 years financially and in your career. You understand? And you also don't know where your kids are going to be as well.
Yeah.
Because your kids might be as well in a very better position than you are, that also supports your well-being and your lifestyle and whatever. Your kids could be the next superstars, tennis superstars or soccer stars, and this guy goes, these are my kids as well, I need to benefit, write down a contract. I agree with that one.
All right. Kuzo, you in a relationship, you married.
Yeah.
If Robbie had a kid before you guys got married, and his ex came and said, I would like Robbie's sperm.
It was
Give me two things, right?
Yeah.
First is the direct deposit, sure, or just where sperm in a cup.
there would be no way.
Why?
I think more than anything, the sense of feeling like, why would the option be even thought of, especially knowing that he's married? Number one. Number two, I feel like it's a huge disrespect to me as his current wife. Why would I, when there's so many men out there, why come back just because you want one partner to be the father of your child?
But it's
That's
a valid
unfair.
reason.
That's very selfish of you as a lady. I'm even getting upset. That's very selfish, because what about me? Now I must bear the idea of my child having another step. Nah.
So even if, guys, it's just the woman says, I will not sleep with your husband, I just want his sperm.
Very selfish. It's a moment for me. We don't even have our first child together. Now that must be taken away
No,
by
I
you.
mean, just let's say you had your, let's say you had kids with Robbie, whatever. And it's just
Realistically,
Stella is sperm,
we are not in the Bold and Beautiful here where, the story continues to 50 episodes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
So Anonymous.
No, it's not going to happen.
Even if you're dating, not married, if he's in a relationship, I think it's a different story.
Yeah.
But if he's not, then again, it's a different story.
Yeah. But I mean, Anonymous, your needs and your wants of that comfort, that security of, I've already got another child with this particular person. Therefore, I just want to have the last child, not necessarily for him, but I want to have the last child for myself, and I need it from this particular person because I trust him. He's a great father, etc. It's a valid want. But Usomizi also said earlier on that it's nothing, baby mamas must not be entitled to our sperm. You are not entitled to my sperm. Just because I gave you one kid, now I must be overachieving. And what happens if it takes you 2 years to get pregnant? Then, because pregnancy is not that, it's not plug and play. Exactly. And then other silly baby mamas, when I mean we as Anonymous, we are prevent. Maybe you're on prevention and you go and borrow your ex, knowing full well you are on prevention. How 3 years later, no baby, but you have been using those goods. You get what I mean? So, yeah. So there's a big dynamic here, Anonymous, and it's just not that easy. You need to think about all those options.
Anonymous, have you given up on finding true love?
No, not really.
What does it mean?
It means like I've been finding life, but I don't see myself with those people. Like I don't see them in my future plans.
Okay.
So I when I phoned, actually I thought it was, hence I said desire. I thought maybe it was something that is called a spiritual attachment or something.
Or with
Yes.
with this other guy.
With the baby girl, yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know where this desire is coming from.
It's possible. It's good that you've just raised another point. It could be possible that you are spiritually attached to him, or emotionally attached to him, or hornily attached to him.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
You know that there are exes that the only thing that's right now about you dance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, just like
you
him.
can't get them out of your system. So it's possible it's any of those three. But yeah, don't cut out anything. Just when you need to introspect as well. But again, your want or your need is valid. Don't think that we're taking it for granted, or we think that you are being silly or psycho or whatever. It is valid. It's done. But before you get to the final point, my advice to you is to go for those options and don't leave anything unturned. Don't leave anything unturned, legally, contractually, emotionally, mentally, financially, and so forth and so on. Everything must be jotted down, and you must really do some deep introspection. After Ask a Man, go ask a psychologist or a professional or whatever. Just when I explore all those options before you get to, does he know what you want? Thing is with him.
No, I wanted to ask you this. Should I tell him or should I just go to him?
Not yet. Not yet. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
after
think,
like instruct.
After what?
Yes, Nika.
no. Look, we've just given you homework.
Yes.
Make sure
after
that you want
one,
this baby for all the valid reasons. And like we said, if you still decide that you do want it, draw up that contract that both of you, draw up that contract. And even when you go to him, yes, you need to sit down with him and speak to him about it. Anonymous, you're not the first baby mama that's asked this of an ex. You won't be the last. And the thing is, remember, there's a lot of lawyers that have also dealt with these kind of things. So it's psychologists, lawyers as well. So prepare yourself with a lot more information.
We're going to leave it right there. Anonymous, I need you to continue listening to your radio. South Africa, this is your time to give Anonymous that advice that she needs. Maybe you understand exactly where she comes from. Give us a call. We'll give you the numbers after these.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. While we edit, why not get to 50K before we open the comments? And I just want to say hello to the ones that have missed me. Hello. To the newcomers, my name is KG. I sometimes host the show, and I'm not going alone. I'm part of a team, around down, as you can see here, and I have Leroy and Mimi. And listen, man, we listen to Ask a Man around this time, and we weigh in on the issues. We invite you to comment, and we just have a few rules that we do in this house. We just make sure that we respect each other. You can disagree without insulting anyone. You can disagree with an opinion without attacking the person at all. And sometimes also you can just choose to zip it and, pass a comment. So yeah, let's do that, whether it's in the comment section or whether you come onto the panel. Let's just keep it respectful and bring out your A game. We're a community who likes to learn. We're a community that likes to improve, grow, and get better, particularly in issues that come up like today's issue on Ask a Man. So yeah, at around 11:30 or so, we will move on to our own section, Talk to Me Ntwana, where we usually either have a topic or we have our very own, any of you really who come on and say, hey, I have a question, I have a topic I'd like to ask or talk about, I have a bit of an issue that I would like all 210 of you to, advise me on. And that's what we do at around 11:30 all the way up until about 12:30 or so. So yeah, let's do it. I'll start by talking with my panelist a bit, and then I will let you guys know when you can request and come through. In the meantime, let's get to 50K. Memesy.
Can you guys hear
How are
me?
you, Mama?
I'm
Yes,
good.
now I can hear you clearly.
Take Mbarekeng, KG. Why Bono Teddy Baby? What with him?
How are you, Mimsy?
I'm good, man. It's good to have you back. It's good to see that you're good.
Thank you so
Hope
much.
everything is going well with what you were dealing with.
Very well.
And we hope to see it very soon.
Of
But
course. Back like Mokokot, like
guys, why are we just vibing with children? Why are we vibing lip procreation? I don't understand. Like, today, Oscar Man was literally just vibes. She is in her own world, and she made the executive decision that, you know what, I'm not gonna have Bana Body Choice sorted, but I'm gonna have Bana as somebody I have a restraining order against. I mean,
Hey, I know Michelle
right?
I feel it clearly.
Like I understand her intention behind what she's trying to do, but no, man, it's like me saying, "Gore, I first of all, he's a deadbeat. Ha support. Secondly, they have restrict Kurba Murana, but then they still want to have babies. Like I don't understand what family dynamic is she trying to bring this baby into, because at the end of the day, she's gonna wanna go outside and find a man that's gonna marry her with those two kids, Tantati a restraining order. And then now he's gonna come back and he's gonna say, "Khoroiti King, these are my kids." And then now the current husband is gonna be forced to now protect Bana Ising Bahaya because, well, you had a baby with him on a restraining order. Can I just stress the restraining order part? How these people, were okay. Before I even go any further, guys, please do remember that we are in no way affiliated with Metro FM. This is just our own thing, and we give our own opinions, and we give you guys, a chance to weigh in on the issue as well. And as for recap, Anonza has a baby with her high school sweetheart. They broke up down the line. Police were involved, restraining orders, broken windscreens, and all of that. They have a baby together, and now she says she is. Should I say tempted? No. She made the executive decision. She wants a baby with this man because Habatle Bana Body choice are sorted. I understand. So okay, yeah. Since we got that out the way, it's just it's a pattern of brokenness in this whole thing. You understand that? Is she gonna tell her children, no, papa luna ashu, it's just that una lebo saikonyana, but this is the man that has helped me raise y'all. It's weird. And then if now she gets, let's say, a Zulu man, and the Zulu man says, Ugusi, I want to marry you. Zulu men do not take bana ba kontle and bring them into their marriage. O ba tlo siya bana ba le mang. She needs to understand she must not bring children into situations that are ideal for her. These situations need to be ideal for the children as well. Are they going to grow up loved? Are they going to grow up protected? Is the man who is their father going to end up stepping up? You guys meet at groove and la tlhakana, and you know, le dlala ka mmele because now you all can't seem to stay away from each other. That does not mean gore that's a situation where kids need to be brought in. It's very concerning, the obsession we have around procreating. Like, what is it? Guys, we can't just bring children into the world for vibes. Anyway,
Thank you so much, Mimi. Thank you so much. Ka utlwa Claro setse o thoma o bela same time. Abutili.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the conversation and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast host or any affiliated organization. Listener discretion is advised.
And with that said, KG, like, there's a few things here that changed, my brother. Ne? So, no, but again, like, you get used to it. It's fine, fam. It's cool. So, yeah, man, but again, what Mimi basically said, actually, you know, I like, that's my view also, you know. Khoroke, her, okay, like, her request, ne, somehow, from another universe, that's valid, ne? Very sharp. That's understandable. Maar gape, the bigger picture, ke gore, like, okay, like morally, biological, very, because now, you, remember, like working since last year, we've been actually like saying, guys, don't be like selfish when it comes to like having kids, actually, you know. Because now remember, there's a human being that's gonna need mama le papa pila, you know, like a proper like set up, actually. So I don't know, you are being like selfish like that value or no, you don't have to be here. This is my child, like, so these guys know, man. Let's be logical, more okay, sharp. You want kids fair, but then now remember, bana has the iPhone ba holo. Bana has the laptop or okay, you know, and like you buy it now, you can bring it back later on. Guys, like there's a whole human being. So, but again, like sister sharp fair, you want the kids from like the same father, but then now that relationship, that's gonna be really messed up, actually. Like later on in life now, because like yesterday, Lola came here with a topic, yeri parents, actually, you know, like the dysfunctional bargain kind of like yeah, bargain that lady favorites, lady in that kind of links with actually like does that with like such people, actually, you know, because at the end now, like ngwana can at ba sufferang more because you are that selfish, actually. So Anonza must just, you know, and like, you know, and feel like, yeah, feel sharp. You want your kids so and marry. Awalala. Stop entertaining that idea. Nah? But can like because in the long run, this is gonna have great consequences that might be cons for you. So please stop that. Mariferi Braga, me, I have to leave soon anyway. But then, yeah, man, like, nice to see you again, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Wow, yeah, kids out here, whenever show kids out here. Everyone, you can request, and remember, when you get onto the panel, you kindly mute your mic and you only unmute when you are given an opportunity to speak. We do things in that particular order, so yeah, keep the comments going. Let's call about tap, Nikila fa break fella, so that you know the fingers can relax, but keep on tapping, keep on tapping, keep on tapping. ZG, could you kindly mute on your side? Otherwise, if I mute you, you might not be able to speak later. Okay, I'll just do that. And Norms, I see your network is tackering. Come through, Nomi.
Yo, ntate Sekgothudi le kae?
Ke teng o kae, Noms?
Hey, re leboga Modimo o le teng today. Me and you keep missing each other, but we thank God for dear life.
Thank you so much. Thank you
I
so
think
much.
that is
Continue.
Sekgothudi. Now it's not like I'm encouraging people to have kids with different men, but also it raises a concern for me if you do something like what we've had today, because it makes me question your level of consciousness upper ebomini, because I think you are the type who will tell your daughter to stay even when they box her every day. You worry me as a parent, because I'm thinking if someone boxes you and you go as far as to going to an institution to take a protection order and you still say I'm going to reprocreate with you, it makes me wonder. I worry about you as a parent, because now we have a society that is so damaged that you find a young, capable, and able person following the formats of their grandfathers. Me, Nanje, I still judge my grandmother even now for choosing not to become a nurse and staying with my grandfather. No one can ever come and justify that for me and say those reasons will never stand where I'm concerned. So now, as much as you think in your mind your kids having the same surname will grant them some sort of advantage in this life, my dear, it's chai for you. You need education. You need proper education, my dear, because there's a woman who will try 4 times. Who will, I'm not saying try 4 times in terms of having kids. She will try marriage 4 times, it will fail. And out of all those marriages, they will come, out of it would be children. Those children are guaranteed success by God Himself, not the surname they carry. Worse, child of God, you might be busy running after a man who has got bad genes. Then you're giving those same genes to your children. You want them to, all of them, to have the same name, same surname, whereas that man cannot even count up to 100. He has genes of people who are mathematically unable. Imagine you are running after such a man. In his family, there's not even a level 6 diploma. You are chasing after a man with bad genes. A man who cannot even speak for 5 minutes and make sense. The only thing he can do is to shambok everybody. What kind of a person are you? Imagine me running after somebody for his surname. God forbid, can't I not look for another man who has the same surname? If you want that, because you are desperate for that. You are desperate to use the format and the patterns of your mothers and grandfathers. Did it help our grandmothers? Did it help them? Where are we now? We are sitting with traumatic experiences that we've seen. We saw our grandmother struggle in the name of I got married here, I am staying here. And as for you, our grandmothers wanted to ensure that their children carry the same surname for the I don't know if it was a dignified thing to do, but did it work? It did not work, because we saw some horrifying things as children. And we still ask ourselves today, are we going to stay for such things? So it worries me, because this person is a parent. It worries me in terms of how is she going to advise her children, her nieces and nephews, because you cannot be like this. I'm sorry, it cannot be. Anyone who says she or he understands where she's coming from, you are going together. Please fly away. No.
Come through, Leroy.
No, ne kry no rona sone a mona jwa no nje rona ya no nje re shwela eng ya no. Ha no nje. Kore
Swang. Hale saita hela bona doth.
Mona, just because fela gore like ra tlhaloganya. Sorry, Zera shot. He mona mimi ya nong batho ba modimo.
Thank you so much, Sis Nums. Thank you so much for those. Come through, ZG. How are you? Zogala, ZG. Zogala, unmute. Mashabani, please unmute. If you are speaking, you're still muted. Okay, I'm gonna skip you. Buitumelo.
Can she just attempt to press the little mic at the bottom of her screen?
Press a mic. You can mic a fella. Try and do that. Okay, it's not happening. Okay, Bitumelo, come through.
Hello,
How are you?
everyone. KG, it's nice to see you.
It's very nice to hear you too, my dear. How you been?
I'm so sorry, guys. I had a brain tumor, so my speech is affected. Yes, but
I'm so sorry, my dear.
this girl, she's the Lulu. She needs psychiatrist help and psychological help. Yes. There is no way I would do that to myself for someone who is abusive and also who is really not there for the first child. She needs help. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your comment, and it's good to hear your voice, but I believe you will get better soon. And at least you can still, speak, and it's just a matter of things getting better. So we will speak in the comments, or rather in the DMs later on, me and you. And yeah, thank you for coming through, nah?
Thank you.
Alrighty, sharp. Jen Bear, or Jen Bear? Jen Bear. Hello.
Hi, sanibonani Johnny.
Ha, sirat wena unjani.
Ngiyaphila.
Mm.
Lucy's Lona, all I can say is she just wants to run around in circles with this guy. Like Ashilo Osbutumelo Oguti. She needs psychological evaluation. I mean, already they have a child, and this child, the father is not involved. And then she wants to go again now and start afresh and get another baby. And then they're going to run around in circles. Remember, she might say, Uguti, no, I just want abantwana bami to share a surname, forgetting Uguti, the economic times that we live in. You can say, no, just give me your sperm and then I carry the baby. It's going to be my baby. In the long run, economical status, it's terrible, guys. How much is Wits University today? Now, when you count in the next 20 years, when that child has to go to varsity, you are going to look for this guy. I'm telling you, she's going to look for this guy. Because now, at the end, I only wanted you to give me a child. Because I think she's still attached to this guy. There's something that is making her, magnifying her to this guy, like magneted to this guy. She just needs she needs psychological evaluation. Honestly speaking, she needs to go sit down with a professional who is gonna be able to tell her, Uguti, no, we're none of this guy. There's still this attachment that you guys have. She needs to let go. Because they asked her, Uguti, they did ask her, has she lost hope in finding love? And then she said, if you guys can remember, I don't see myself nalabo bantulab, which means she's deeply in love with this guy. So she wants anything and everything to just to hold on to this guy. So as some judge or anything, but we just voicing our opinions so that she does not run around in circles with the same thing. So imagine lomtano kala masekwenzeka west 2. The trauma of this first child, ukuthi konje ithema lami ithema lakho. You know that cycle of black, you know, the typical black stories that we all have. Somewhere 98% of us have. You know, utithema alikho nani. So, and lastly, what else Tumelo said about genes. Why do you want to have kids with somebody who's like that? You know, Pela, this is it. This guy, we are he's unjalo. So you want to have more kids with this guy, and then it's going to be a generational thing. The kids are just going to be like their father. Poor wives that they will marry in the next 30 years. No, man. But yeah, bonga guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jen. Hey. Yeah. That's all I can say. Kindly mute Jen. Mimi Waring.
I'm just saying, Jorge, you know, let's not lie. As a collective, 150 more. Now, can we just all say with our chest, Standasam siak stupid move siak There is no way that you would look at what you were saying to us in sane form. No, I just want my kids to have the same dad. You have a restraining order against this person. Can I stress that, guys? Like, restraining order is not a joke, guys. This person must have done something that is hectic. You have a restraining order against this person.
Yeah. Thank you, Mims. Dineo are too much judgment on the platform. Request more Dineo and state your case. What your opinion is about this judgment. Sinotando, hello.
Hi guys.
How are you?
Siyaphila ninjani nina?
Hundreds. Come through.
Yo. Just like Osis Witumelo said, Anonza is Dululu. Can we not normalize bringing kids into dysfunctional families? Ngoba, it doesn't make sense how we're making this a norm. Like, how is it normal? Uguti, know that dad can be a deadbeat. Mina ngizozinakekela abantwana. It doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense. So Anonza must desire, her desire to have the child, her desire to have children with the same dad must change to being a desire yokuletha umntwana in a stable family. That should be her desire. I mean, she's a single parent right now. Clearly akakawuzwanga umoya wokukhulisa umntwana uyi-1. Usesena 5 lo mntwana. Uyakhula. So Anonza's desire must just change. She's just Dilulu. Thank you.
Thank you so much. To those who have given their opinion on the panel, could you kindly step down so that I can add more people? I really appreciate. You can come back once we have open spaces. Thank you so much. Let me add, I believe it is Dineo. Kindly mute when you're on, Dineo. For now, let me go to Mashabani.
Manje she's
Dino,
gone.
kindly mute on your side.
Morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, and how are you?
Very well, very well, very well. Come through, Mama.
Okay, so Mina, I nearly just announced. I nearly did. And then quickly, Kulunkula to hold your horses in Tombazan because you've been there. So, like, and it's serious. I'm sure you saw my comments Lapa, on the comment section. I was asking questions. And then, like, very quickly, it was like a very quick thing where it's like, no, you cannot because you've been there. So I'm going to tell you from my own personal experience.
Please come through.
But see, this thing will happen, and it happened to me. So, like, Mina, from my side, Mina, I had in 20. Okay, in school, I finished varsity when I was very young, when I was 22, and then I worked. And then when I was 25, I met a guy. And in 2018, yes, like we started dating around December 2017. Things were very fast. 2018, February, I got pregnant. So when we met, sihlangana so minevela, I always wanted a child. Like I was working, but I was earning the money, but I didn't have any fulfillment. I felt like I need a child. So when we met Vele, I told him, okay, Mina, when I meet a partner, I want someone who's ready to have children, who's ready to have a family and all those things. 2 months down the line, we're in agreement and stuff. And then in Feb, I fell pregnant. That was 2018. In November, I gave birth. And then in September 2018, I yohlawula ekhaya. That is all in 1 year. Mayohlawula ngo-September, all was well. And then ekhaya ngimSwati. So ekhaya, my grandmother said that mntombatana ngabe nesisu ayihlale ekhaya. So lokata tohlawula, I have to go. They have to take me with. I went with the guy, and then we went and we lived together. We're living here in Joburg, and home is Mpumalanga. And then when we were here, we had issues. We started fighting and stuff like that. In November, I gave birth. Early November, I gave birth. In December, things were like very bad. And then I
Give
left.
birth again, or you're still talking about the same first child?
It's the first child.
Okay, cool. Continue, yeah?
Please be patient with me. I just want to give you a background so that you understand how these things happen. And then that is the same year. In November, I gave birth, and then December, things were bad, and then I left. When I left, because he came with his family, and then in that tlawuling process, they started the lobola negotiations. They didn't pay anything, they just asked what is required and how much and all those things. And then he called this, when I left, he called his family, and then they called my family, and then the families gathered to say, it's okay, that was in 2018. He's like, I want it to be official so that both families are aware of this decision that you are making. Okay, fine. Families gathered, my brothers were there and all this type of thing. They tried to reconcile us. But at the time, I was very young. Like, I was 25 at that time, 2018. So they tried to reconcile us. It didn't happen. And I was like, I'm going. And then he wanted me to stay, but he was too prideful to beg. So he said, no, it's fine. If she's deciding to go, let her go. I left. That was 2018. When I went home, things turned for the worst. I left in December. End of Feb, our son passed away. This is me now at home. The child was now about to turn 3 months old, and then he passed away. When he passed away, on the day he passed away, I called him and told him the child is sick. So we're in hospital. It was just hectic. By the time I arrived, he was living here in Joburg. By the time I arrived in Mpumalanga, He got there. The moment he got there, the child passed away. Fine. So it was drama, and then families were telling us after the funeral of the baby, they told us that, okay, you have to go back together. As a couple, traditionally, after you've lost a child, they gave us, I think after 6 weeks or something like that, you have to start trying again. And then he said, no, I don't want this girl anymore. She left. She said she's going home. She said she doesn't want me anymore. Fine. Let her stay. I don't want her anymore. My family tried to talk to him. They tried, his family tried. He didn't want to budge. Okay, fine. Ngasale kai. That time, I'm struggling. Okay, let me give you a background. I'm a vet graduate. I'm an engineer by profession. So I was working, when I said I started working, I was working properly as an engineer, but then I left my job for business. I started a business that was doing well. And then I left the job for the business. Soon after leaving, my savings ran out. And then now they repossessed everything that I had and everything. And then now saying, yeah, so and all those type of things. So now I'm back at home, jobless. Nothing, like a good dark, like gumnyama nje, dark. Guy comes back to Jews. And then he stayed here. When he came here, things started falling apart and stuff like that. But then 4 years later, that 4 years later was 2022. And then, okay, when I was back at home, I got a job and I started working. And then I managed to come back to Joburg again. And then I came back. When I came back, I'm explaining this so that you know how these things happen. When I came back to Joburg, I remember when I first came to Joburg, like I felt like I am lost because this was home for me and him. Like in my heart, I had that longing for him because this is where my family was. Okay, fine, we met. And then me and him, when we met, I went to see him where he works. And then fine, when we met, yeah, now he hasn't moved on. Okay, he tried dating, it didn't work. So he didn't marry, no child, nothing. So that was like an opportunity for us. Because Nami, okay, I got engaged while I was at home. But I got engaged to the guy, but I didn't love the guy, like, to be honest. Like, it was just, yeah. So I broke off that engagement and when I came to Joburg. Okay, sharp, we got back together and stuff like that. And mind you, I'm a person, I'm gifted spiritually. I see visions. So while I was at home, okay, this is the other part. While I was at home, I left here. When me and this guy met, I was a Christian who just, you know those Christians where you say you're a Christian by name. But lisondo uyalivakasha. Like uthandaza sometimes. I was a Christian because I grew up at home when we were Christians. But when I went home, that's when God started working on me. I really got born again. And then now God started revealing my gifts, spiritual gifts and stuff like that. Like really, that's when I started even becoming a minister from back at home. And then I come back. Now I'm coming back. I'm a born again Christian. I'm coming back to meet up with a guy that is not born again. Mind you, when we met, we're both on the same path. But now on different paths. But in my heart, I feel like, no, this is my man. Like Ilona is my soulmate. I'm telling you, us getting back together, I saw a lot of visions. God was showing me visions because it won't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I insisted, in my head, I thought it's the devil. It's attacking me. The devil doesn't want me to be with this person. They've been attacking our relationship. I'm telling you, this is the truth. And this is me being vulnerable. So I'm thinking this is the devil. And then I see God is showing me you'll have a child with this guy and you'll be a single parent. And that's not what I want for you. I literally saw everything. And he told me, you won't listen to you. You'll tell him this. You won't listen. You'll try this. Ebana, I'm telling you, I'll be lying about anything. Inside, I'm trying to be the hero of the relationship. Mind you, I was blaming myself for not begezelaring the last time. Kutsangizanga begezela. Mine vele ngalahla lithawula ngathi hayi angiyifuni mina lento le. Even though he was not abusive like physically or something like that, but emotionally there were issues. I mean, I'm like thinking, no, this is the devil and stuff like that. From 2022, we stayed together and stuff like that. But during that whole time, like I was realizing, I was seeing the things that God was saying. This is what He'll do. This is what you'll do. When you do this, this will happen. When He does this, this is what will happen. Those things were like, it's like prophecies that were now coming. Now things are now happening. And now his family, he told his family that I'm back. His father is very happy. Their family loved me a lot. His father is very happy. It's like, okay, now you can start working on things fine. Okay, you can try for another child because I knew you lost a child before. Okay, fine, we started trying. Okay, he said he wants a child. I was the one initially who said he wanted a child, but he said he wasn't ready. And then I let it go. Later on, he said he's ready. He wants a child. I fell pregnant on November of 2022. I gave birth in July 2023. Bana, if I tell you, Guti, spiritually I was suffering. I suffered in that relationship just because I didn't listen. Spiritually I was suffering because I was compromising. I know that I'm not supposed to be living with a guy outside of marriage. I know I'm not supposed to be living with a guy outside of all those things. I know them. And I was telling him, Guti, like, I have so much guilt. God is not happy with me. Hambe kaya uyolobola so that everything can be sorted. He refused. And that refusal is the one that I saw from the very beginning. And I mean, when coming back, here's the other point. When coming back, I was saying to myself, angifuni bantwana with different fathers. I've already started with this one. So I need to finish with this one. So that is me. And mind you, I grew up, I only started dating in first year of varsity. That was 2011 when I was doing my first year. So in high school, I've always been that child dating semapugwini, like Bafana, I am not there. So now there's this guy that I met that I love so much. I had a child with, to separate from that person and the thought of me now carrying another man's child. Like, I just couldn't comprehend that. That was just, to me, this is the honest truth. Like, even to think, even when I was engaged to that guy, I'm like, yeah, after ngatwala ingadi yalaba bagabanban, nyalo so ngiyotwala lona futhi. I'm like, I cannot. That is what happened. And then today I am, okay, by the grace of God, in that whole dilulu of mine, God blessed me with, somehow the guy was connected. So I managed to get land in Joburg through him. And I managed to build myself a house through him. But it was not his finances, but it was through his connections. So even though I was deluding the whole thing, God used that whole situation to bless me. Like the things that I have now, if it wasn't for that dilulu, I won't lie, I wouldn't be having those things. So long story short, if you've never been in them, you won't understand, but it happens. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm only busy with the metrics, saying my man. Right. Thank you for the long story. It took a bit of our time, but we will talk. Mimi, you had your hand up a bit. Then I'll go to Danelle.
I just want to say to everybody, her story is not your story. Don't go back to that man and say God said whatnot. Her story is not your story. She's not talking to you. Do you understand? And Zanele, my love, I wanna the part where you said you ignored when you were being shown who this man is. Guys, when I say that I ignored, as women, we are very good at ignoring. A red flag, we will color it green. It will even become turquoise at that point. So can you, please, to the ladies in the comments, leave that man before God makes him your baby daddy. Please leave that man. Because, no, guys, no.
All right. Thank you so much, Mimi. You can answer this in the comments, Zanele. I think there's a question, Aguti. Are you married to the baby daddy currently can answer that in the comments. Sis Dineo, please unmute, come through. I believe you were speaking about judgment that is coming through from the group today.
Good morning. Yes,
How are
that's what
you?
I believe. I'm good. How
Let's
are
hear
you?
your point.
Okay. So from everyone that spoke today, for me, I feel like there's so much judgment. Like, I don't know, I could be wrong. I feel like the ladies are judging. It could be because they have kids from multiple men. I don't know, that's the sense I'm getting. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I just don't agree with the fact that the guy is a deadbeat. Yes. Why would you want to go back to giving a person who's already not supporting your child, but you wanna give him another baby? That one I don't agree with it. But can we acknowledge the fact that this girl is saying, I don't wanna have kids with multiple men. That's what she wants. She is allowed to want what she wants. That's my argument. She is allowed, according to me.
Okay. Anyone wants to rebuttal, Mimi?
I just want to say this, and I'm going to say this in my full might. I am fully judging this girl because not only does she want to bring kids in a situation that is not healthy at all, can I stress the fact that they have restraining orders against each other, ba trapana at some point. Why would you want to bring another child into that situation? Whether or not she wants to do it for the right intentions, she does not want banabadi choice sorted or whatnot. At this point, hana choice but to have a choice sorted, because okokala, that man is a deadbeat. Kamo, he's beating on her, almost the windscreen and whatnot. I am fully judging my full chest. There is no level of delulu that we need to accept just because she is allowed to do it. You are procreating, you are bringing life, you are creating a pattern of broken children who are probably going to date our children and break our own children. No. Can we just stop bringing kids into situations that are not ideal because now we want to feel like, okay, no, I can handle being a single mom of 2 children. Then you're going to want to look at another man who's going to marry you, leave those 2 children. No, guys. Can we just sometimes fully judge so people can understand what you are doing? What you are doing is completely wrong and it makes no sense.
And Dineo, she's not directly speaking to you. I know Otlalo Khalenyana, but yeah, you can respond if you would like to.
Okay, no, I understand he's not directly speaking to me. I feel like these conversations, Oscar Tlakachka, ka maikutlo, man, if you come ka maikutlo, then o tlo gobala. I mean, this is like a general conversation, it's a general talk. But all I'm saying is that can we please allow people to be? She's saying she doesn't want to. Is that not okay? She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to have kids by multiple men. That's all.
And I have a question for you, Dineo. You and I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not hearing your opinion on the matter. Yes, she has her own mind and what she wants to do, but there's also a point of her coming to the public and asking for advice. Yeah. And we are giving that particular advice. But I would like to hear your opinion on the matter based on your own personal opinion. And the second question would be, if someone does not want kids with multiple fathers, what is the reason for that? What is the possible reason for that? So yeah, come through with your own opinion and then you can answer the question after.
Okay. Okay, so now, okay, I feel like you want me to talk a bit about my personal life. Okay.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Just your opinion on the issue. But if you want to go into that, feel free still.
Okay. So I don't know. I just feel like people are allowed to not how do I put it? Like, sure, okay. I know that we don't plan as ladies, we don't plan that, okay, I'm gonna have kids with baby daddy number one and number two and number three. It's not planned. Each one of us, vela kumathomo, you told yourself, oh, this is the one person I'm gonna have my children with. But then things happen. We go into a relationship and then it doesn't work out. And then you find yourself umita another person, and then whatever happens, whether you marry or whatever, but you have a child with another person, right? But remember that there are people by Longhore, they don't like the idea of that. It could be because of their upbringing. Maybe, like for example, me, I come from a very stable family. We are a big family actually. We have one mom and one dad, and that for me is the only family that makes sense, if I should say that. I get I'm speaking for myself, not speaking
Yes,
for other
yes.
people. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so
Just before you continue, was your mom and dad married?
yes, they still are 46 years in marriage.
Great. So in this, just to get clarity, for the sake of having one mother, one father, would that still be fine outside of marriage?
No, for me, no.
Ah, okay. All right. So we have a situation where now Anonza wants another child or children with one father, but she's not looking for marriage. There's no promise of marriage in anything. So how do we handle that particular situation then?
Sure. Okay, I think the case of marriage is a different sort of aspect to this. But like the fact that she says she wants kids with one person, can we like acknowledge that, guys? Like, I don't know, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like she shouldn't
Yeah.
be sort of like forced to, okay, you have no choice but to, no, she doesn't want, that's not what she wants.
Mm.
Like me, I have one child, and my baby dad is not a deadbeat. He takes care of his child. But even though me and him, it didn't work out, I don't want to have another child with another man. Am I being wrong by saying that? Like, is someone gonna come and tell me, "Hore, oh, but you have no choice, it didn't work out with him. So then I'd rather not have any more children. That's me. That's me. I'm not
Yeah.
speaking for another person. I'm speaking for me. I don't want
Yeah.
and
Mm.
as my children to have different fathers. That is just me.
Okay, and I appreciate that, and we appreciate your opinion. And I think it comes to a point about, there's a side of saying we all want something. I want to be a billionaire. What is gonna happen? We don't know yet. We don't always get what we want. Two, we are living in a society whereby whatever actions we do affect society, even if they are selfish actions. Yeah. And in the process of building a country, a society, a community, there are certain responsibilities we need to uphold. There are certain rules we need to decide on a society and put them across. And we need to follow these for the success of a society. There may be individual desires, there may be all of these, a bit of outliers there and there, but also just because someone wants something does not mean they must get it, and does not mean that even if they have the right to it, it is should happen and it is to the benefit of everyone involved, you know. But yeah, let me just hold it there. For me, I've seen a lot of hands, but can I please allow Sis Palesa to come in, and then Sis Noms, and then Mimi, and then Dineo Happy will come again. Lola, I'm seeing your hand, but you're not on the panel. What happened?
Can I just
So
answer
yes.
one question? Because
Yes,
I saw
Dineo?
someone asking me one question. Why did I have a child out of wedlock? Can I answer that?
Yeah, it's not necessarily for this conversation, but okay, quickly, please.
Okay, since we were talking about marriage, I guess that's why they asked. But
Okay, come through.
I, yeah, my child was born inside wedlock. I did not have a child outside wedlock. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and that's it for me. I'm not having another child because it didn't work out with the first man, and it's okay
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's why I said it was not necessary for you to answer that, because they don't know you, they don't know your situation, but it's okay. Sis Pali, come through. Can you please mute so long, Dineo? You will unmute once Palisa, well, once it comes your thing. Come through. Sis Pali, unmute. Network is taka-taka-ring. Yeah.
Okay, G, my
Yeah.
network is failing. I think somebody
Now we
can
can
jump
hear you.
in
Come through,
front
come
of
through,
me.
come through. Continue. Ooh, Sis Pali. Okay, let's try Sis Noms. Galwana the network at all both of you. Sis Noms.
Oh, that is hot too. I changed to mobile data. I hope I'm gonna be a bit better now.
Let's hope
Yeah,
so.
that is
Continue,
hot
Mama.
too. This is a trap. We've had this in our families. Number one, usisi UZG, I heard her regarding the Swati culture, which does not exist. Koko was wrong, but we move. Also, in Toyoguti, because you know what I'm not going to allow in this life is for me and you to say because I come from. So if now I come from a chaotic family, I must go around causing chaos. So if I come from because I come from a family where my grandmother was married to my grandfather for more than 50 years. They were separated by death. Does it give me the right to inflict pain on myself in the name of I want to stay with one man forever, or I want to have kids with the same man? Does it warrant that for me? In the name of I'm copying from my elders. Okay, now cause cause now I'm not coming from a mom and dad family. Does it now call for me to be so desperate and settle into messy situations in the name of I want to be an example to my two sons? Bawo, no, we can't do this. And you know what about the Neo they are standing for? You know where it goes to. Here's a scenario that was Sekgothudi. I have kids with a young somebody, and that young somebody leaves me and remarries. Do you know what I'm gonna do? In the name of desperation of wanting to have kids with the same man, I'm going to be now a side chick or a concubine to a man who is married. And then the same hurtful and painful confusion will fall upon my kids to say, my firstborn, who's now 13, was born when I was married to his dad. And now I have a 6-year-old who was born after his dad got married, and the dad has 2 kids in between. That is what happens. Tell the truth, we have that in our families. I have cousins who have done that. And that level of madness confuses us because now we have to tell these kids when they come together. Actually, you were born and then your mom and dad separated, and then your dad got married, and then your mom was side-chicked now. And then now you are born. Guys, stop creating a mess. And what Dinoa says, we must allow people. Dinoa, we will not allow it because these people must now come back to us. They must, all these messes, they involve us as a community. You can't create, if you want to create such problems, please move to the caves where you're going to deal with them alone. We can't be having family meetings because of this and dealing with a mess that you, in the name of allowing people. Imagine if we would have addressed many people would have amahloni to do certain things because we had addressed them as a community. Now the thing of allowing you, let's allow her, it's her choice, it's her choice, it's her choice. And the choice is now frustrating all of us. We must explain things. That is why I'm saying, you see, Otudino has chosen to have one child with one man. Trust me, when she says, I want number two, the only option is to be a side chick or a concubine to the man who is now married or to the man who has now moved on, which is a messed up thing. We've seen these things. It never ends well because that child who was conceived during that time of side chicking, of nyonyoba in the darkness, of concubining, that child is never regarded as a child. That child is some sort of damage that comes. That child will never be loved like the first one. And Mina, as a wife, you think I will divorce him because you are now having kids with him after you have divorced? Or you have divorced? I will not divorce him. Oksala, only one child will visit my house. Those other little children that were born under the concubining stage, you will keep them, my dear, because they don't belong here. Because anyway, you spitefully did that and you thought you were going to get away with it. I will not divorce him. In fact, I will be collecting your older child. Those other one, you will sort them out. We are tired. Oh.
Thank you so much, Sis Noms. Thank you so much. Hey guys, there's so many comments here that I'm just like, okay, we are going far. We still have a long way to go. Sis Pali, are you okay now? Alyssa?
Oh gosh, I don't know what's happening. Can you
Yes, now I can hear you. Continue.
Dineo, I came up for Dineo. No, you don't just want, I think you don't after you have kids. You don't matter anymore. When you want to relocate to another province, first thing you think of is, where are my kids going to go to school? What kind of environment is it going to be? You don't just do, and I want, and can I be allowed? No, you will not be allowed. Because now the rest of us must talk for this child who cannot.
But then like let's remember that like we're not gonna mock each other, my sister. Nah.
And I'm not, hey, I'm not mocking her. I'm just trying to emphasize on it cannot just be about you anymore.
Okay.
You don't matter that much anymore once you have kids. It doesn't work like that. And if really, really this was a value you stand by so strongly, then you should have waited for marriage to get to have kids. You can't have one outside and think, I think I prefer. No, it doesn't work like that. No. And now we are talking. I think one thing we missed is that the restraining order is for Noni. The guy went and took out a restraining order on her. So how is she now trying to have a second child with a man who legally says, I don't want you near me? Something's wrong. Something's seriously wrong. So no, Lee, I wasn't mocking. I was just trying to emphasize on you don't matter that much.
Thank you, Sis Pali. I think I understood you in a point of the whole concept of people saying it's my right, I want this, I want that, not to say Dineo specifically, but the whole thing of entitlement that we tend to have out here. And I think, Mimi, you had your hand up, and while you speak, let me change the profile.
Guys, can we? Okay, jokes aside, and this is in no way directed to anyone. Can we also understand the spiritual ramifications of some of the decisions that we're gonna make in the future? Can we also love our children enough that we do not want to burden them with the choices that we make? Because at the end of the day, di tlo shapa bona. Modimo o shapa motho ka bana ba hae. Can we also be considerate of these offsprings that we bring into this world with the decisions that we make. Hona no, as we speak now, we are breaking the curses. We are the ones who are fixing, what they broke. Matata abayenteng. Di shapa rona already. Urbana ka rahafa today. Do you understand? So now what we are saying is we are not going to do that for our kids. We are not going to give our children problems that they need to fix or spiritual debts that they need to pay because of our own selfishness. What if Nelly Tato ya Mudimu Horwena, you are going to have a baby lintateo, but it's not going to work out, you are going to have a baby lo ola. What if ke Tato ya Mudimu? We now want to sit and dwell on intotse disaribatleng. Ausuzanele came with her own story, and she ignored signs. She ignored signs that God was giving her. Mutu is gonna make you a single mother, but because remaratong, that one I cannot judge. Because I've also been popaya lerato before. I mean, everybody who knows me here knows that. But let us not give our children spiritual debts all in the name of no. I come from a family where gona le mama le papa, and you do not know go kgotsahalang behind closed doors. You do not know what spiritual debt they have. Can we be considerate for our children? Guys, I don't want my child having to break any generational curse. No way. Not with the way I have fought today to fix all of the problems that, let me tell you guys this. My grandfather, the only reason why my mom and my dad could not be together was because my grandfather decided it was the smartest idea to go and marry my dad's aunt. All in the name of keeping it in the family. Guys, this generation should not even accept that. We are working too hard to be breaking generational curses, to curse our own children, all in the name of, I don't want choice assorted, I don't want this, I don't want that. Love your kids enough to not give them spiritual debts as well. That's all I need to say.
Thank you, the memes. Hate wa looking at Mudimu Mumjolo. Na get the work and Mudimu. Walking Wakaya hacking Mikai. They have too many rules. La?
No, guys. Never make the mistake, Mukwenye. No.
Hi, yeah, no. Kuto, hi.
Hi,
Kuto?
Makoya, how are you?
Very well, yourself.
Hi, Makoya. Good.
Come through, what's your opinion?
Yeah, you know what? Before I'm going to make my submission, you can take another person and update us about the topic, because I was here only 15 to 20 minutes. I just want the whole main topic of the day so that I can give the relevant submission. So during
not a problem.
your interview, yeah.
Okay, not a problem. Thank you so much, Kuto. But what I'll ask you to do is step down, be in the comments. Once you've gotten the gist of what's happening, then you'll come up, nah?
No problem. But don't forget to
Thank
update
you.
us the main topic of the day, please.
I will, don't worry. Next time, don't be late. Utlemoga 20 past 10, nah?
Yeah, I will try if maybe I'm not on duty.
Not a problem. Okay. Step down a bit and then we'll get back into it. Zanele, I think you said you had your hand up. Come through.
Yes, okay. So I want to respond to both Sis Norms. I don't know if it's Norms,
Yeah.
and then
Yes, it just says it's norms, yeah? Mm-hmm.
yes, Sis Meme. So I want to start with the issue of generational curses. So this thing is very tricky
Zanele,
because
I know you as my fellow sister in Christ. Na oskwa preacher na.
I'm not preaching.
We
I'm not. I'm not.
wait.
I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, hore, don't make it too long. Like I mara we
Yes.
summarize. Zwaga.
Yes. So you
Sure.
see, oh, okay, concerning the generational curse, you see what Dino is doing. So I'm sure, according to her, because in her family, she grew up in a family where there was mom and dad and children raised by the same parents. Yena, in her mind right now, she grew up with that programming. That's the other thing that we're ignoring right now. The fact that there is a psychological aspect that is not easy to change. So she grew up with that. It's like it's embodied in her. And then now she goes on to marry this guy. It doesn't work in this marriage. It's very hard to change that person. It's like in Simbi, masekufanele uyigobe. It's very hard to change that person for now the person to say now I'm gonna remarry and have another family. So that is one aspect. And then the part of generational cases there, according to her, she'll think that she's creating a curse by having children with this other man that she'll be married to. Do you understand? That is something also that we're not taking into consideration. That she could think that in her mind, she's creating another curse by now remarrying and having children with this man. Now it's like she's creating a new pattern of her own. This is a new pattern. It's different from what the family pattern. So those are the things that before we, like, I know we sometimes we're very harsh because sometimes we also don't understand the aspect, the mental aspect. This thing is very deep. Like it's not easy to take a person who grew up in a very in a poverty environment and then now you expose them to money. Their behavior is very different from a person who grew up in money. That is a simple example. So what I'm saying is that we should be considerate of the mental aspect. You could be a person who grew up in a family where you saw your siblings remarrying. If you've seen your siblings remarrying and having children with different fathers, it will be also easy for you to do that because you've seen it happen. But if you've never seen it happen, it's a very strange, it's a strange territory. It's a very strange environment that you are now in. You are alone. You are the black sheep in that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sizanele. Guys, there's 200 of us here. We're on 64. Let's just tap and get to 100 and do this thing. So let me bring a pause to the thing. So for all of you who came a bit late and who have just joined us, we are Makoya Randa. We are here Monday to Friday, 20 past 10. We listen to Ask a Man and we weigh in on the issues, and around 11:30 we move on to our very segment, Talk to Me in Tuana, right? So what has happened today is Ask a Man took a bit longer, but the issue was relevant to even the topic that I was going to bring, which I'll bring it now. So we had a situation where Anonza came to the to live radio. She had a baby with a guy. It did not work out. They were fighting. There was even police involved and restraining orders involved. And let's talk about this thing out ka police station. I think now we must edit. Let's call ka restraining order, guys. Restraining order is for serious things. This thing of thinking you can make a restraining order and remove it in ngati. Anyway, so there was restraining orders. They break up, fine. But she feels like she wants to have a child with this very guy. She feels she doesn't want to have children with multiple fathers and all of that, and she wanted to hear advice from the nation. Guti, you know, should she go about it? Should she do it? Should she not do it? And things like that. So that's how the discussions began. And my topic for the day, which somewhat extends to this, was going to say, guys, we, in as much as it creeped up on us, but we are the parents now. We are the uncles and aunties who need to speak at family events and who are asked, Kuti, hey, Kaizini, what do you think? It sneaked up on us, and adulting is showing us flames left, right, and center, but we are adults. Our parents, in my generation at least, what they tried to do is give us what they did not have. And that was education. Yeah. They said, we're not given education. We do not have money, of course, because of the past we're coming from. But let's give our children the opportunity, and they educated us. Now we are here. We see, girl with a gap. We see that life, it is what it is now. As parents, what are we gonna do for our children? What do we want to do differently for our kids, for our nephews, for our siblings, so that they themselves also don't go through either what we have gone through, or all of these ones. So that was going to be my topic for the day, and this one just came in, and we have a situation where someone wants to have a child purely because of her own selfish desire. She even said on the live that she didn't even think how it's going to affect the guy. So this is her own selfish desire, that she wants to have a child, and she wants to have a child with this person. And we don't know the reasons why she wants to have a child, and we don't know if she even wanted to get married. Yes, she was lobolad, and how no, I'm confusing things. That's not her. But in any case, she just wanted to have a child. So how do we then stop the sort of things that we see, the ills of our generations, so that they don't continue? One, in our own personal lives, in our own families, and equally so into the society. Because nowadays we live as if we are not part of a society. The decisions you make and the rights that you have don't affect anyone. So because you have a right to do this, you can do it. Because you are free to do that, you can do it. Or because currently you have money, and everything is well, you think that tomorrow things will be the same. I don't know if we sit down and talk and think about these things, to get to a point where you make decisions that are not, one, selfish, that are not, two, going to cost the nation. Already we are complaining about tax. Literally last year, anyone who earned less than 7,000 did not need to pay tax. Right now, you pay tax from 1 rand that you make. Do we understand the implications of this? Purely because the government now needs to pay 350, needs to pay all of these other guys. That was gonna be my topic for the day. We are here now. Let's mix masala. Let's just get on with it. Zanele, you are up. Then I want to give China the opportunity, and let's continue. Oh, and Lola, you've been there. Can someone step down so that I can add Lola Shem? Yes, Lola has been requesting. So anyone who wants to step down, do step down. Let me give Lola. Okay, Leroy, hand is up.
Oh, yeah, sure, fam. But again, like yesterday, Lola, she spoke about Barakin the parents having the favorites and stuff. So now, which kind of links to actually like what you are talking about? Or guys, let's understand that you just wanting a child, as in like that kid. One day, like, not so now your selfish things now they're gonna affect, as in like that person happy. So like let's be more considerate, more nna ke batla bana nna, when you can go, as in like, and like you can do this. Like, let's think long term here, Gore, okay, you wouldn't love that for now, gore wena later on, gore wena you the contract kid, because now that's gonna mess them up, like psychologically blind. Actually, or okay, no, and like sharp, oh, like this wasn't for love, actually, gore, okay, like, ish. let's be, you know what, like, let's be logical beyond the emotions. The lady love lives here, you know what, like Instagram, because now there are kids now like the working that feel very neglected now because of selfish decisions, you know. Cover me, you know, like she was speaking about the grandfather, but Lola yesterday, she was speaking about how her father treats the brothers, but it can kind of like differently now. So I'm like, let's be very mindful, guys. You know, nna ke le botse every day ke re nna ga ka batle bana, left is my bestie, lona la ntshega la re hey Leroy, we rang. Hey guys, me I thought this through, bruh. You know what? Like again, like as that psychologically, mentally, financially, medically, or guys, like, do you understand how hard it is as in like to actually maintain yourself, Joe? Is like you nje. It's again like the tax, the black tax, motlakase, metsi, dijo, diaparo, the Wi-Fi, the data, my bra. You are very expensive. You fell only one fell. Like,
Thank you, Leroy.
anyway,
Thank you, Leroy. Much appreciated. Funny enough, I just thought of something that Leroy mentioned. I'm not sure. I think it is. I believe it's Muslims in the Islamic faith. I stand to be corrected. They have a belief that every child comes with their own provision. So it does not matter whether what your financial situation is right now, but when you have another child, they come with their own financial provision. I was like, yeah, very, very interesting things. China and then Lola. China, come through. China, unmute. There we go.
Hi guys. I think I'm gonna go back to Sis Zanele about this thing of maybe she grew up in a family whereby everyone was married and what like stable homes. But all of us can think for ourselves, you know. My mom was a teen, I don't know, I'm a product of teenage pregnancy. And I chose not to follow my mom's footsteps. You know, I chose and I chose. Even now, I'm married. She was never married. You know, there's a difference between me and my mom right now. You can see it. My mom is those groove moms. You know the abo mama marabangane, but they're groove moms. There's a difference between me and her because she's like that. That's the life she chose for herself. And in my head, when I look at her, I'm like, I don't even attend groove. You understand? But I chose not to. Okay, my father is fine. I grew up with my father, irregardless of the fact that him and my mom were not married. But I chose. Like for me, I wanted a stable home for myself, and I chose the path for myself. Which this is the life I want to live for, so that my kids can grow up in a stable home. Not to go if a guy now goes to the police station and shows me I don't want you anymore. I still want a child with somebody who's toxic, and you still want to give us a product of a toxic person, a broken child, like Uzis Mimi was saying. That's for me. That's like, guys, let's not let's not use this situation of what if we grew up in this type of situations as an scapegoat. Sonke, we know how to use our brains. Let us think for ourselves. For me, she needs therapy and to love herself first and find a job and thrive in her career and maintain that kid until she meets a stable partner. And funny enough, she can meet someone who love that child, and life is yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much, China. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And I saw a question from Becky Jobe. Guys, what is a stable home? Is a stable home all about having both parents? And I don't know where your mind is when you're asking this question, but for me, it's equally sad that we have to ask these questions. Is it because we are not seeing a lot of what a stable home is to then see what it is or to know what it is? Like, kuraf man. Mimi, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to ask your question, and we're not gonna get into it just so that people have it in mind and they can answer going forward. Dino, don't worry, I will step you down. Thank you for coming onto the panel. We appreciate you, Mami. Mimi, ask your question, then we're gonna go to Lola.
Guys, can I please deviate Khanyani, ne? And please, guys, I'm the problem child of this family. Please don't come to me, ne? I'm a single parent. So, since we are saying, hore, obviously, no woman wants to have bana, body choice sorted. It's not the intention we have for our lives. It's not the intention we have for our children. It's not the intention. But as living in this country, you are adamant, Horbona, I'm not going to have Banabadi choice sorted, and there's nothing that's going to make me have that. I'm not saying it's okay, guys, but my question now leads to, what if now, let's say, you tell yourself, okay, fine, I'm never going to have any other children. And it is because of the faith that I have. It is because, maybe should I say this? Maybe, I'm a born again and I feel like I do not want to have kids out of wedlock. I do not understand. And then God forbid something happens. God forbid you become a victim of SA or a victim of grape, and then you fall pregnant in the process. Do you now go against your faith and back to sender, or do you keep it? Because how badly banabadi choice sorted again. What do you now then do in that regard? Because Mudimu lekaloto wa raha, guys. O tla o rahela offspring yaka bolo, and then do you understand? What now do you do? Do you send it back or do you keep it?
Hey. Okay, there is the question. Okay, to me, we'll give you an opportunity once someone steps down. Nah? Zaga. Lola, unmute.
Good morning. Well, okay, before I answer Mimi's question, if I'm going to, I wanted to first talk about that other lady. Number one, this woman is not married to that person. Two, they have a child that this person is not taking care of. This child is already 5 years old, and this guy is not in the child's life. Let's start there. How does she want a baby with this guy again, who's already neglecting the first child? We can't move fast forward and think of the bigger picture of wanting the same kids with the same person. What about the existing child that is not receiving love from the father? Where do we begin to explain that? Because along the run, maybe she might lose her job. She's going to need financial assistance from the guy that doesn't want the kids. Along the line, these kids are going to want to bond with the dad that didn't want the kids anyway. So where do we begin? How does she now want to go back to that toxic relationship? She's being selfish. She's putting herself on the limelight and being selfish and taking the L and everything with the cheesecake. She is just being completely because now the kids are going to suffer. We all want the privilege of having both parents in the same house. These kids are going to start disrespecting her, and she's going to say, Unama bad. To hell with that. She created that. She created those monsters, and now she won't be able to live with that because she knows that she's not going to tell the kids the truth. And when it comes to law, The lawyer is not going to say, because they're not going to write this down. I get it, they snack every now and then. So if they do snack and then she falls pregnant, what now? The guy can run all he wants. But at the end, they're going to come back and trace him down and say, you need to support your kids, your children. These are your kids. And nothing is written down, and then now the kids have to suffer. It is unfair.
Leroy, bele ya hao ye kitlo itima girl.
Illela
Let's
But
have to
Lula
go it back, guys.
Hi.
eh?
Sorry, I said nigga subs. Sorry, excuse.
All right. Thank you so much, Lola. But now you only mentioned one thing, or how sanya ko bua engwe. Lola?
No, can I hold it there for
Not a problem. Thank you so much. Kuto, come through. I think now you have the gist of what's going on today.
Okay, thank you, Magoya. Good morning, and other panelists. Thank you for giving me this kind of an opportunity. Ne? Okay, let me
Pleasure.
start with the issue. Yes, thank you, my guy. Let me start with the issue of the lady. Ne? According to my submission or my notion, if I am toxic, I think even my seed supposed to be toxic. She must also leave my seed alone. You understand? She cannot beseech my seed, of which she dislikes the owner of the seed. So if I'm toxic, she must leave me alone, unless if maybe I'm concerned, I'm willing to give her another child. And remember, there are consequences of the child. Kids are very expensive. At the end of the day, she's going to bother me with money to raise the child. Remember, it's either we broke up or we're in a relationship. We all have to participate to raise the child. Tomorrow she's going to demand this and that, forgetting that it's her notion to request me another child, whereas we broke up. So I think I made it clear that as long as I'm toxic, she demanded protection orders from police or courts. She must also leave me alone. About the issue of our kids and everything, guys, is a very good thing. My advice is let us not what must I put it? I mean, let us continue to help our kids to mold their careers. But there is one thing that we forget as parents, ne? And let us not force them to do things that we want them to be. If your kids want to be a musician, allow her to be a musician. The reason why I'm saying this, let me give you the example of Davido, the Nigerian guy. He's a singer. His father owns university, but that university didn't kept him. His father wanted him to have master's, PhD, and everything. But because he was ambitious to look at his net worth now as we speak. He's collaborating with so many Americans. He's famous. He's everywhere. You understand? More than the academic qualifications that his father wanted him to achieve or to be. So whatever we want, the way we want to help our kids, let us not forget that we mustn't infringe their rights. Another example, so many doctors want their kids to be doctors. Please, this thing, we have to stop it. Let us not choose their careers. Let us try by all means to support them. And by forcing them to choose their careers, we will be demoralizing their notions, indirect or direct. So let us not force them to do whatever we want them to be. Another thing that I want to say, someone said something about a stable home. Most of the people, they think that a stable home is when kids have got both their parents, mother and father, under the same roof, of which, according to my understanding and notion, is not like that. To be stable at home, as long as there is love,
that single mother is giving you, or that single father is giving you, I think the home is stable. You understand? That house is no longer a house, it's a home. Because home is where you get sleep. Home is where you get peace. Home is where you get food and love. You understand? Thank you very much, Makoya.
Thank you, Kuto. Much appreciated. The name is KG. Makoya is the brand, but I much appreciate your comment. We thank you. We thank you for coming through, and Leroy was already loving how your professionalism is. All right, so I see China, I see Mimi, and who else had? Yeah, China and Mimi. Let's start with China. China, come through. China, unmute. China.
Okay.
Yes, I
No,
didn't forget
I'm
Bitumelo.
gonna
Yes, continue,
answer with
China.
regards. I want to answer with regards to the stable home thing. I know the stable home thing has a lot of meanings to it, and what I was trying to say is, most homes that we grew up in are the homes that, even when our grandmothers and grandfathers were going through the most, never that's what they said, all in the name of the kids. So we are a different generation. That's why I'm saying, let us go to school and thrive in our careers, so that asihlalele ukuthi umkhulu uyasebenza unemali or in. I don't know if I'm making sense. Let us not stay in lifeless. Like I said, I'm also married. I'll not stay in a lifeless marriage because I'm thinking of my kid. I'm married now. If my husband does sekayabheda and he starts neglecting the kids inside the home or starts cheating me somehow, I will leave. I will leave, because why? I went to school for that. I work. I'm an independent woman. I won't stay in the marriage, in a lifeless marriage, because of kids. That's what I was trying to say. When I was saying stable homes, I wasn't saying the perfect homes. I know stable homes have different meanings to it, but I meant, most homes are those that we know, even if things are not going well, but other parents are there for the sake of the kids. That's what I meant. Don't know if I'm making sense. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sis Bitumelo, I think you will come through. Mimi Arfe, Bitumelo, I think she wanted to answer your question, really. So after she answers, then go through. Come through, Bitumelo. Kuto, can you kindly mute?
Oh, thank you. So I wanted to answer me in 2021. I was brutally attacked and raped. So when I consulted about abortion, my darling, it's a scary procedure. I would never in my life advise any girl or woman to do it. I couldn't do it. So I have a little boy who is beautiful and 2 years old. So a rape is abortion is not a solution, especially when you are a born again. Hey, it is traumatizing. Ladies were screaming like life is coming out of them. I would never, never do it. So if you believe and trust in God and Jesus, you will never do abortion. Other effect is you might never have kids again if you would do it. So me, if I would get married, I want five more. I love kids. I'm the only one, so I would never risk that all what God gave me. So I will say to you, all ladies, saved or not, born again or not, do not do abortion, because next time you will regret that decision. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Thank you so much, Bitumelo. Well said. Well said. And I want to also remind all of us, particularly in the issue that Bitumelo brought up. It's not ideal, and things happen to us, and especially if you believe in God, and it's a difficult thing to reconcile how something bad could happen to you. But I always also say that how are you any better than someone else for it to happen to them than you? Yeah. And then two, if you then believe in God, then there must somewhere be a plan. Somewhere. You may not understand it. And there's a track record of a lot of things in our lives that have happened that you do not understand, but they all worked out. Yeah. So it might be not ideal for something as such an event to happen. But when you believe in God, you have that faith that it all works out together. And you will never know what are the reasons for such to happen to you or for him to allow it to happen and things like that. But we've also seen how he's well able to turn things around in our lives. So I would definitely support what Witumel is saying, that even if there may be a child born out of such an unideal situation, there is some form of a reason of that happening, and you may not understand it, but if you open up yourself to say, there should be a reason, and you rather draw closer to the God you believe, maybe, just maybe, you might understand how things happen and why they happen the way they happen, and there will be a sense of peace in your life, in your heart, of how things ended up happening, and you would probably not even change even one thing in how your life worked out. So let's just bear that in mind, or if you believe in God, there is something that will always be bigger than your understanding and your reasoning, and that is why faith exists. So that's it. I'll stop it there for now. I believe I think it was Mimi. Come through, Mimi. We have 7 minutes, not even 7 minutes, 5 minutes, and we are wrapping it up.
Okay.
Zogala Mimzi?
Guys, when it comes to these conversations of how we can what should we do for our children since we are the new generation, and I think the most beautiful
Mimi?
gift.
Sorry, my dear. Can I please interrupt you? Guys, remote 18, Mimi is gonna speak. Before we close, let's get to 100. While she's speaking, tap, 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 tap. Let's get it to 100K. Continue, Mimi. Sorry for that.
No problem. So, first of all, I want to say this. Luna, let's have a abuti KG. Lefitla, I'm going to have a bone to pick with you, but anyway. I think the biggest, justice we could do for our kids, or the biggest gift we can give them, is for them to not grow up the way we did, with the type of burdens that we had, with the type of family feuds and family problems that we had and whatnot. And everybody that knows me here knows I'm the biggest advocate for keeping our children spiritually debt-free, for keeping our children spiritually clean. Do you understand? We guys, we need to break those curses, because there was a trend on TikTok not long ago that what unserious generational curse are you breaking? And people were coming, they were like, I have McDonald's money for my kids. I have this and this for my kids. I have this and that for my kids. And that is the greatest thing we could ever do for our children, is to not give them so much of our burdens, for them to go in life debt free, emhlabeni, and emoyeni, because we have been through so much, guys. Bona millennials, we have been through so much with our parents, because some of us have parents who have traumas that they didn't heal from, that they took it out on us. Some of us have had them take them out, in a sense, because Mina, I'm the firstborn, I was born within that trauma, and then she had my brother, and my brother was the planned child, so I felt that she loved that child more. Do you understand? So we need to also focus on ourselves healing. That's why me and Sis Noms are saying there are things we will not accept that people want to do, that want to bring distraction for children, because you are gonna give birth to a child. Ne? I'm gonna give birth to a child. They're gonna meet Kokaikai and have children. You want to bring your child from your dysfunctional home that you made choices from to come and marry my child, and then now it's gonna be a whole bunch of distraction. No. Let's create trauma-free kids. Let's create kids who have no sense of trauma. Trauma ya bona haibe from mujolo wa bona. Not us now taking our traumas and putting them on our kids. That's the greatest gift we could ever give our kids. And one last thing I wanted to put in. This issue of also being bonus parents in other kids' lives. We go into marriages and I gain, bonus children. Let us be kind to those children. Let them grow up in a healthy, functional, co-parenting house. Do you understand? You don't have to be the evil step parent. You don't have to feel a certain way, because you make that decision before you're going to enter a marriage or a relationship. You know good Lomuntu has kids. Can we treat other people's kids with love and kindness, so that they go out there and treat other people's kids with love and kindness? Teach your children to be kind, teach your children to be loving, and teach your children to be accepting of certain situations. Let's stop creating broken children just because we want to procreate. Please. And that's my take for today,
Thank you so
guys.
much, Mimsy. Much appreciated, much appreciated. Leroy, I believe you will be the last person to speak. I need to jump off. Come through, Abut. Leroy.
Oh yeah, sure. No man, yeah, you know what, like Mimi's right actually, no, like 100%. Like let's do better actually, people. No food in Asia. Okay, this might be like a little off nyana, but I would just love to send love to Parikman kind of like Bitumelo actually, man. Ish. I, I can only imagine because like last month we were here road and then now this happened and Asia. My sister, you know what? We are here for you, and we pray that you get better and you get back to who you are, you know, and then like do not let like this whole situation actually, you know, like mess you up actually. And I'm very proud of you actually. And then you know, and like still be yourself, you know. Yeah, man. We love you, sis. Awe. Guys, good night. Ish. Awe.
Oh, that's the Leroy. You said it. Thank you so much. And we will continue. Apologies to people. Someone speaking, Mimi? Yeah?
One last thing. Ladies, don't forget, Zulu men are the hill to die on. Bye.
No. No.
Guys, let's reach 100K. Quickly. To everyone who came late today, please, tomorrow, don't come late. 20 past 10, we are here. Soon, we will stop listening to Ask a Man because clearly, you know, we are having wholesome conversations and we don't have enough time to put it up, and we can't really, you know, include everyone. So we need to start moving away from Ask a Man, and we just go into our very thing. And thank you so much, guys, for always keeping it cordial. Thank you so much for always respecting the space. Thank you so much for loving. Thank you so much. And I also ask all of you, let's send in a prayer for Bitumelo, and let's continue to love each other the way we do and help each other where we can, and don't do anything that will land you. Go ask a man, and you know, let's do better. I think we might continue this conversation, you know, around what we want to change in terms of being the parents of today. And you know, I believe Lola's topic, we didn't do it justice, so we need to go into that. So I'm back like mkokotlo. Rigamona gausani mponyana spread love, not lexi zezo. So I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays. So let's keep it going. So we'll continue the conversation, and tomorrow there will be someone hosting. I might host, I don't know. We will see, or it might be someone else. And
Tomorrow it's
apologies,
me.
Kuzo, we can't.
Give us 100
Tomorrow is
kids
Mimi.
outside.
There we go. So yeah. So sorry, Kuto, for cutting you. Please do come back tomorrow, and you will have your opinion. And yes, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. 100K. I'm gonna mute. I'm done, and I'm gonna wait for you guys to get to 100K. Then I'm gonna close this live. Yeah. Love you guys.
Guys, anybody that wants to continue the discussion, I'm gonna go live on my platform in an hour. But I just wanted to say to Usisbo Itubelo, you are a perfect representation of what strength is. If anybody was asking God, what are the characteristics and the criterias of someone who has strength look like, it is Boitumelo, guys. We all have been through the most, and you know, we have came out on the top, but she has been through something we would consider the worst, but she is here making light of her situation, and it hasn't stopped her from wanting the things that she wants. And as well, it hasn't jagged her brain to accept things that are not normal. She knows that Anonza is not normal in the head. She knows very well that Anonza is not normal in the head. So can we stop promoting nonsense all in the name of she's allowed to want? No. Can we please not want to, create dysfunction all in the name of everybody has a right to want what they want. If what you want is gonna now come and affect what I want, it's a problem. Because my child is gonna meet your child, and then they're gonna wanna procreate lebona. So please teach your children to make smart
Bye-bye.
decisions.
Thank you for the 100Ks.
Nakakhaogana le maZulu.
Zulu man, I'm here.
Nakakhaogana le maZulu. Bye.